Yo guys, it's Lord RK here, and you should really watch this video. I really don't want you to make the same mistakes that I have made in my trading career. Well, the first one's pretty sad, but I'm gonna be honest, you really don't want to make this trading mistake. And that mistake is leaving trades outbound. Over here, I sent my Amethyst, which at the time was okay, I mean it was gaining a lot of hype. And at the time it was 240k and Prankster was 230k. So I was like, oh my god, I'm getting a 30k overpay. And basically, Amethyst continued to get huge proofs. I mean, now it gets 60k overpays. Like, I really shouldn't have sent that trade, bro. Oh my god, look, 105k overpay with classic Fedora. I mean, it truly gained the hype, getting 50ks and oh my. I had just sent this trade when Amethyst was gaining hype. And then 4 days later, when I came back from school, I just suddenly had new items. And yeah, you don't want to be making that mistake, guys. I basically lost out on 40k. I mean, I actually didn't give too much, but still, guys. I mean, it really was a bad choice. And right now, the trade only shows me gaining 8k. Alright, the next mistake, which I truly hope you guys don't make, is miscalculations. This has actually happened to me quite a bit, There's certain trades which I haven't really looked at. I mean, it's just looked like an amazing win, and I've instantly accepted. But the thing is, sometimes you can get your numbers wrong and actually lose out on a lot of value. So first, verify your Rolling Mods account and always make sure, it'll show up with all your items. And let's say you're giving 60k and you're trying to get something like a gaze, then at least you can see all the values. Because I mean, look over here, I'm gaining so much rapid, imagine it was the other way around. I mean, imagine you got a trade like this where you're giving 49k rap for 16k. And at first glance, you might think it's a really bad trade. But then at least if you put the values in, you can see if it's good. And it can always go the other way around where you might accidentally be giving too much for an item. The next honest mistake that way too many traders make is that they ask for way too much value. I mean, there's been numerous times where I've been in Trade Hangout and there's just people being way too biased. And honestly, no one wants to trade with the guy who wants too much. I mean, it is good to ask for too much. But in a way, there's certain times where you should just be a bit more reasonable. I mean, it's a good idea to sometimes think in the other person's perspective. I mean, honestly, I guess trading stereotypes do exist. I mean, if you're trading with a developer and they have millions of Robux, maybe you could be a bit more flexible with them. Maybe you could offer and ask for a bit more. But I mean, let's say, you're trading with a usual trader. Sometimes you gotta just think about it. But then again, another good mistake is contradicting yourself. I mean, you need to go from the start, from when you approach somebody and ask to trade. You need to stick with your opinion and make sure you have a fair point and value of your item. People have times where they come up with their items acting like it's so amazing, and they go down in value way too quickly. I mean, first they ask for 100k, and then they go down to just a 50k overpay way too quickly. And that basically reveals how bad your item actually is. I mean, these days, there's a lot of items that may look like they're really OP, and they can be really bad. And they can be items that look pretty bad at first glance, but can be really OP. So in a way, you gotta be biased, but not too biased. Man, honestly, I've had so many failures in my training career, and I fail pretty often. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes. I mean, I could probably look at some trades right now and they may not look the best. I mean, over here, I'm giving 80k for just 58k, and I bet I still own these items. So, I probably shouldn't have done that trade, but, you can't really guess everything and you can't be correct 100% of the time. So guys, honestly, don't look back on failures like one right here. And honestly, look for new opportunities of success. That is what will move you forward, and you really need to think like that. Man, Distorted Phantom had an amazing quote. Let me see if I can find it. Well, the quote was, "The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried." Guys, I swear, a lot of the millionaires have failed so many times. They've had years where they've only maybe reached 100k value, or maybe even 50k. But as you keep on trying, you will gain and you will see success. I mean, honestly, I might be able to give people a million value, yeah? But if they haven't had any experience, they might not be even able to gain. They might actually even lose value if I tell them to complete trades with that value. So I mean, experience is really important. It truly is earned by going through hard times and actually grinding your way up. A person could go on RBX Place and buy a Valkyrie and start trading for the first time. But if you compare that person to a person who's grinded their way up and traded to a Valk, the person who's grinded their way up will always be better. It's completely okay to make mistakes because that is how we learn. But I hope you can take my advice. Make sure to subscribe if you'd like to learn more about Roblox trading, and have an amazing day.